All right, so get this. Today we're diving deep into this weight loss claim that's, well, it's really making the rounds online. It's called the purple peel loophole.
Purple Peel Loophole.
Yeah. So you know that feeling, right? Like you're trying everything to lose weight, you're
Hmm.
jogging, you're doing those crazy juice cleanses, maybe even keto,
Right, right.
and the scale just won't budge.
Yeah, I think a lot of people can relate to that.
Totally. So imagine your doctor then drops this bombshell on you. They mention this loophole, this trick that supposedly takes like 6 seconds a day.
Wait, hold on. 6 seconds a day.
6 seconds. And it supposedly just melts the pounds away.
Sounds wild, right?
Yeah, that's definitely a pretty bold claim. Gotta say, my skepticism radar is already going off.
Oh, for sure. We were definitely raising our eyebrows too, so that's why we're taking a deep dive, really digging into this blog post we found. It's by a woman named Emily, and she claims she had some incredible weight loss using this method. Okay. So we've got a personal testimonial here. It's definitely interesting, but, as always, we've got to be careful about taking these things at face value.
Oh, absolutely. We're all about healthy skepticism here.
Mm.
But Emily's story, it really does raise some interesting questions. So, like, she starts by talking about how she was struggling with weight gain after turning 40, tried all sorts of diets, exercise, you name it. Nothing seemed to work.
Yeah, that's a pretty common experience. I mean, after 40, our metabolism does tend to slow down. Hormones change, muscle mass can decrease, and often our lifestyles are just different than they were in our 20s and 30s.
Right, right. And it sounds like Emily was really hitting that metabolic wall.
Mm.
She talks about feeling so frustrated, like her body was working against her. And then things kind of came to a head when she visited her sister for Christmas. Stepped on the scale for the first time in ages, and bam, 235 pounds.
Oof, yeah. That moment of truth on the scale, it can be a real wake-up call. It can make you confront those consequences of carrying extra weight. And for some, it can be the push they need to finally make a change.
It was definitely a turning point for Emily. She went to her doctor, and, well, the doctor confirmed what she was already fearing. Her health was at risk, diabetes, heart disease, those serious conditions linked to obesity. But then here's where it gets really interesting. The doctor introduces her to this purple peel loophole.
Okay, so this is the mysterious weight loss method, right? The one that's supposed to be different somehow.
Yeah, and the doctor actually told her it didn't involve diet or exercise.
Whoa, hold on a second. Now, that's a claim that definitely needs some unpacking. I mean, diet and exercise, those are the cornerstones of weight management, right? So how can you bypass those completely and still lose weight?
Right, it sounds almost too good to be true. And honestly, Emily was skeptical too, as she should be. But she was desperate for a solution, so she decided to give it a shot. And get this, she claims she lost like 4 inches off her waist in the first week alone. Her clothes were fitting looser, and the scale was finally moving in the right direction.
Okay, so some pretty impressive initial results there. But we have to remember, this is just one person's experience. It's anecdotal evidence, not scientific proof. We don't know the specifics of this method, the science behind it, or any potential risks. And just because it worked for Emily, well, that doesn't mean it'll work for everyone.
For sure, for sure. We're all about critical analysis here. But Emily also described other changes, like she was sleeping better, her blood sugar was more stable, and she said she could even enjoy her favorite foods without feeling guilty.
Yeah, those are all great outcomes, no doubt. But it's really hard to know for sure whether those changes were directly because of this purple peel loophole. I mean, maybe she unconsciously started making healthier choices along with trying this new method. The blog post doesn't really give us those details.
That's a really good point. We're getting a very specific narrative here.
Mm.
But I think that's what makes this so intriguing. One story, and it's opened up a whole can of worms. What is this purple peel loophole exactly? Is there any science backing it up? Is Emily's experience typical, or is she an outlier? And the big question, can you really lose weight and keep it off without addressing diet and exercise?
Yeah, those are the million-dollar questions, and that's why we decided to do some digging of our own.
Exactly.
If you're as curious about this purple peel loophole as we are, head over to our show's blog. We've got a whole breakdown of everything we found, more about Emily's story, what we could uncover about the potential science behind these claims, and, a broader look at the whole weight loss landscape and this allure of quick fixes.
It's your one-stop shop for all things purple peel loophole. And don't worry, we'll make sure it's all easy to understand so you can make up your own mind. You'll find the link to the blog right there in the show notes. We'll be back in a jiffy to dive deeper into what we discovered, so stay tuned. All right, so before the break, we were talking about Emily and her pretty amazing story, and we had a lot of questions about this purple peel loophole. So When we did our deep dive into the blog, did we actually find out anything more about it?
Well, yeah, actually, we did some digging online, and it seems like this purple peel loophole thing, it all revolves around a specific type of purple fruit extract.
Oh, okay, so like some kind of superfood.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And the claim is that this extract, it's like packed with antioxidants and all these other compounds that are supposed to, boost your metabolism and help you shed those pounds.
Hmm. Interesting. We've definitely seen a lot of these fruit extracts and superfoods popping up lately, all claiming to be the next big weight loss miracle.
Oh, absolutely. But here's the thing. While some of these extracts, they might have, certain health benefits, the evidence that they actually help with weight loss, it's usually pretty weak, or sometimes even non-existent.
Yeah, yeah. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, right? That's what we always say. But, okay, let's just play devil's advocate for a minute. Let's say this purple fruit extract. It actually does have some impact on metabolism or, helps burn fat. Could that explain Emily's results then?
Potentially, yeah. But we also have to consider the placebo effect.
The placebo effect.
Right. When people believe something is going to work, they're often more likely to experience positive results, even if the thing itself doesn't really do anything. It's like the power of suggestion.
Oh, wow. The mind is a powerful thing, isn't it? But hold on. Wouldn't Emily's doctor have thought about that? I mean, he seemed pretty convinced by this whole purple peel loophole idea.
That's a great point, and it actually brings up another important aspect of critical thinking, always questioning the source of information. Just because someone has a medical degree, well, doesn't mean they're immune to biases or misinformation. I mean, it's possible Emily's doctor, he was genuinely excited about this new approach, but enthusiasm, that doesn't always equal scientific validity.
Right, right. So even expert opinions, we've got to take them with a grain of salt sometimes.
Exactly.
Hmm.
We can't just blindly accept what we hear, even from people we trust.
Okay, but here's another thought. What if it wasn't just the purple fruit extract that caused Emily's weight loss? What if she started making other healthier choices, maybe without even realizing it, at the same time she started taking this supplement?
That's a really insightful point. It actually happens a lot in weight loss studies. People who are trying to lose weight, they often make multiple changes to their lifestyle all at once. So it can be really tricky to figure out which specific change is responsible for the results.
It's like trying to solve a puzzle, right?
Right.
You've got all these pieces and you're trying to figure out how they fit together. But wouldn't it be amazing if there really was a simple 6-second solution to weight loss? I mean, come on, who wouldn't want that?
Oh, I know, right? The idea of a quick fix, it's so tempting, especially when it comes to something as challenging as losing weight. But honestly, the reality is sustainable weight loss, the kind that lasts, it usually requires a more holistic approach. Diet, exercise, sleep, stress management, all of that. There's no magic bullet, unfortunately.
Okay, so we're hearing a lot of caution here, but Emily's story is out there, and people are going to hear it and be curious. So for those listening who might be tempted to try this purple peel loophole, what should they keep in mind?
I think the most important thing is don't jump on the bandwagon just because of one person's story. Anecdotal evidence, it's not the same as scientific proof.
Right.
Do your research, look for information from reliable sources, and be wary of, anything that sounds too good to be true. And as always, talk to your doctor before starting any new supplements or making big changes to your diet.
Solid advice. Knowledge is power, right? It's important to arm yourself with information before making any decisions about your health.
Yeah.
So, what else did we find out about this purple peel loophole in our blog deep dive?
Well, one thing that really jumped out at us was the price.
Oh, here we go. I bet this is where the loophole part comes in. Some kind of legal loophole that lets them charge a fortune for this magic purple fruit extract.
You got it.
Yeah.
It turns out this purple peel loophole comes with a pretty hefty price tag.
Of course it does. It's all starting to make sense now.
And what's really concerning is that they're using Emily's story, this really compelling and relatable story, to market this expensive product. But they're not providing any real evidence that it actually works or that it's even safe.
Yeah, that's a huge red flag. It feels like they're preying on people's desire for a quick and easy solution. When you're desperate to lose weight, you might be more willing to overlook those warning signs and just take a chance on anything that promises amazing results.
Exactly. And that's exactly why it's so important to be a critical consumer, especially when it comes to health information online.
Yeah.
Anyone can create a website or write a blog post, but that doesn't mean the information is accurate or reliable.
So what's the bottom line here? Is this purple peel loophole a total scam, a legitimate weight loss solution, or something in between?
It's tough to say for sure based on what we found, but we did uncover some information about potential risks and side effects.
Okay, let's talk about that. We've heard Emily's story. We've talked about the science, or lack thereof, behind this purple peel loophole. And we've discussed how important it is to think critically and make responsible choices about our health. But it's also crucial to weigh the potential benefits against the risks of anything new we try, whether it's a diet, a supplement, or a medication. So, what did we find out about the possible downsides of this purple peel loophole?
Well, the thing is, Emily's blog post, it doesn't mention any potential side effects or, who shouldn't use it, and that's a big red flag right there.
It's almost like they're trying to present this purple peel loophole as completely risk-free. But that's just not realistic. Everything has some level of risk, right?
Exactly. This lack of transparency about potential risks, it's really concerning. It makes you wonder if they're either unaware of the potential downsides or, deliberately hiding that information.
Yeah, and that's not okay. Transparency is so important when it comes to health information. So for anyone listening who might be thinking about trying this purple peel loophole, what's the key message here?
Proceed with caution. Don't just believe the hype or the promises of easy weight loss. Remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Great advice. And if you're still curious after all of this, do your research. Talk to your doctor, look up the ingredients, see what other people are saying, and don't be afraid to ask tough questions. Your health is worth it. We started with Emily's journey and this whole purple peel loophole thing, but this has really opened up a bigger conversation about the weight loss industry and, why we're so drawn to quick fixes.
Absolutely. We live in a society where we're constantly bombarded with messages about the ideal body and how to achieve it quickly and effortlessly. It's no wonder that so many people are attracted to claims like the ones we're seeing with the purple peel loophole. We're all looking for that magic solution, that shortcut to reach our goals.
It's like we're programmed to think there must be an easier way, that we shouldn't have to struggle or put in the effort.
Exactly. And that kind of thinking, it creates the perfect opportunity for marketers to take advantage of our insecurities, our desire for instant gratification and our hope for a painless solution. The purple peel loophole is just one example of this.
So how do we protect ourselves from falling for these kinds of claims? How do we cut through all the noise
Well,
and make smart decisions about our health?
I think it starts with education and a healthy dose of skepticism. We need to learn how to evaluate health information critically and understand that sustainable weight loss, it's a journey, not a quick fix. It takes commitment, patience, and a willingness to make changes to our lifestyle that will support our long-term health and well-being.
Well said. Remember, everyone, knowledge is power, and critical thinking is our best defense against misinformation. If you want to learn more about the purple peel loophole, we've got a ton of information on our show's blog. We'll put the link in the show notes. You'll find everything we talked about today, plus some extra resources to help you on your health journey. It's so easy to get caught up in all the hype, especially when you see these miracle solutions everywhere you look.
Yeah, it's hard to escape it. And then you've got social media, too.
Oh, right, social media.
It's like these days, anyone can be an influencer, sharing their weight loss journey and promoting products, even if they don't actually know what they're talking about or, if the claims are even legit.
It's like the Wild West out there.
Yeah.
So how do we navigate all of this? How do we tell the real success stories from the marketing ploys?
Well, it all comes back to critical thinking, like we've been saying. Question everything. Look for evidence, real evidence, not just someone's opinion. Check reputable sources and be skeptical of those testimonials that sound a little too good to be true.
It's like we have to become health detectives,
Exactly.
gathering all the clues, examining the evidence, and then making up our own minds.
Exactly. And, don't be afraid to ask for help. Talk to your doctor, maybe a registered dietitian, or even a certified personal trainer. They can give you personalized advice that's tailored to, your specific needs and goals.
That's a great point. There are experts out there who can help us make sense of all this. Okay, before we wrap up, I want to go back to Emily's story one more time. We've analyzed it, questioned some things, but at the end of the day, it's a story about transformation. This is someone who was struggling and found something that seemed to work for her.
Right, and that's important to remember. Even if this purple peel loophole isn't the miracle solution it's advertised as, Emily's experience shows us the power of belief and how even small changes can make a difference.
It reminds us that we're all capable of change. Sometimes all it takes is a little spark, a little nudge in the right direction.
And sometimes that nudge comes from inside ourselves. It's about finding what motivates us, what inspires us to make those healthier choices, and figure out what makes us feel our best.
I couldn't have said it better myself. So, as we wrap up this deep dive into the purple peel loophole, remember, knowledge is power, critical thinking is our shield, and the journey to a healthier, happier you is an adventure. Stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay true to yourself.
And if you're looking for even more info and insights on this whole purple peel loophole, head over to our show's blog. We've got a ton of resources there waiting for you.
That's right. You'll find the link in the show notes. Join the conversation, and let's keep exploring together. Until next time, stay skeptical, stay curious, and keep on driving deep.